Today we're driving the 2025 Toyota 4Runner Trailhunter. This costs $66,000. We have a 2.4 liter iForce Max 4-cylinder and hybrid powertrain with a 2-speed transfer case. It makes 323 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. We get a Snorkel Air Intake over there. We have a locking rear diff, a disconnectable front sway bar, multi-terrain select, crawl control, downhill assist control, drive modes, you name it, this thing has it. This is kind of designed for more overlanding, rock crawling. We have OME dampers as opposed to the TRD Pro's Fox dampers, which are better suited to high-speed driving. Some cool little nuggets and kind of Easter eggs in this Trailhunter. This also is shared with the TRD Pro. We've got this accessory part right here. This is a camping light, which is kind of cool. There's a few other things you can include in there, like a multi-tool, some other accessories. One thing to note on this Trailhunter 4Runner, normally this would have a set of frame-mounted rock sliders, but those are not available yet. This is a pre-production 4Runner. It would look just like it does right here on the Tacoma Trailhunter. So, you know, a lot of the same features, a lot of the same content from Trailhunter to Trailhunter between Tacoma and 4Runner. Same with the TRD Pro. You've got a little bit more rear seat room in the 4Runner, so a bit more usable as a family vehicle. 33-inch Toyo open country all-terrain tires, 265/70 R18s. Good traction, good grip. Full-size spare fits in the back. This can tow 6,000 pounds. Because this is the iForce Max Hybrid, you do get a little bit higher of a load floor in the back to accommodate that hybrid battery, but you've got some space in here to include recovery bits, any accessory stuff right here. But you know, if you're getting the hybrid, you need to note that this is a little bit higher of a load floor, which can be a problem if you're putting overlanding gear in the back or, you know, just loading things in. We get the plastic fenders in the Trailhunter, the gloss black fenders in the TRD Pro. Nice interior. Let's pop the hood, take a look at that iForce Max powertrain and the Snorkel intake. A little bit less horsepower here because of that intake. I believe it's like 3 horsepower less than the TRD Pro. There it is right there. You got the TRD light bar in the front. More rigid lights there too. High clearance bumper. I believe ground clearance on this is around 10.6 inches at the lowest point. It's probably the rear diff. Really nice interior, lots of physical controls, and lots of cameras. Right now, we are in 4 low, and we're gonna do a little off-road course. Show you guys what this can do with some rock crawling. We'll disconnect our front sway bar. We're in 4 low already, and I'm gonna put our MTS in. We'll do rock. Driven this already quite a bit. The OME dampers work really well at low speeds on the trail. Nice and supple with great control. And we've got our passenger side window down for a reason today so that we can listen to that Snorkel intake. We're gonna lock our rear diff here. There we go. And we're gonna use these cameras to see what's directly in front of us. Already really good visibility in this 4Runner. Sight lines are nice. Let's see if I can turn off parking sensors. I don't know, it's okay. We'll just keep going. With that passenger window up, you don't hear any of that intake noise, but with it down, it does sound pretty cool. A little bit of articulation here. With that front sway bar disconnected, you barely feel it rolling. No drama here. Lifting a wheel. There it comes down. All right, this is about a 30-degree roll situation at its max. So you can see right here our little roll meter. Oh boy. Lifting a wheel there on the way out. Good approach angles, good breakover angles. Super light steering at low speeds. Makes maneuvering this really easy. And from what I've found driving this on the road today, it weights up nicely around corners. All right, some more articulation here. We'll re-engage our camera, set that to auto. No drama with that rear diff locked. Doing a really nice job here. Getting us through this trail in 4 low. Good throttle control. Those cameras will kick off at about 12 miles per hour. So they're really only supposed to be used in crawling situations. But if you learn to utilize them, you can almost kind of drive off the camera. See how close you are to those front and rear wheels, to rocks. I mean, if you're spending 66 grand on this, you don't want to be banging it up. And the camera system does a really nice job helping out with that. All right, down this hill. Got a little rock over here to our left. We'll go around that. Biggest difference that I've been noticing between the Tacoma and the 4Runner is the 4Runner just feels a little bit tighter. You feel a shorter wheelbase, but there aren't as many rattles in the interior. I think that's the biggest difference. Of course, this new TNGAF platform is shared between Land Cruiser, which is really the Land Cruiser Prado, 4Runner, and GX. They're all built in the same Tahara plant in Japan. We'll stay right here and just crawl our way through. Could use crawl control for this, but honestly, just using my right foot works too. Cool. Nice. Love having that side camera view too. All right. I'm gonna unlock the rear diff here. We probably don't need it for the rest of this trail. They're expensive, but Toyota really does have something special with its TRD Pro and Trailhunter vehicles. They are a lot of fun. The TRD Pro does awesome at high-speed off-road duty. And as a rock crawler, this Trailhunter is a great package also. The difference between the TRD Pro, 4Runner, and Tacoma is that the TRD Pro doesn't have the isodynamic seats, so the focus here is on interior room, which I appreciate. Ultimately, the Tacoma is probably going to be a better overlanding rig just because of its increased payload capacity, the fact that you can get it with a 6-foot bed, put a bunch of accessories, rooftop tents in the back. Still though, in its own right, this is a very, very capable rig. The hybrid system does add some complexity, weight, cost, but it is a very refined, smooth drivetrain to drive off-road, and the electrification, I think, just enhances its performance, which was always the goal. All right, so high marks for the 4Runner Trailhunter off-road. Let's go test out the Tacoma and see how it feels in comparison on the same trail back to back. We'll do the same things, disconnect the front sway bar, put it in 4 low, maybe lock the rear diff, and we'll roll down the passenger window so we can hear that intake. Cool, I like the interior trimming too. Nice seats, really soft leather, cool finishes on the dash. Lots of physical controls. Get all these aux ports right here that you can customize and add accessories to, plug lighting, etc. in there. JBL sound system, you got this removable speaker at the front, kind of a gimmick, but I guess might be useful if you're camping. And a decent amount of rear seat room too. This is my driving position at 5'10". Very comfortable back here. Getting in and out can be a little bit challenging sometimes with this water bottle holder here, but you just got to watch your ingress. All right, let's drive the Tacoma and see how it feels. So some differences immediately that I'm noticing. Got a steel rear bumper here with ARB recovery points. Of course, this has some ARB accessories for the bed. You can get this in 5-foot and 6-foot bed configurations. No isodynamic seats here, but you can see how much less legroom there is in the back of the Tacoma versus the 4Runner. It's a lot tighter of a fit. In this back seat, my legs are pretty much pushed right in there. Frame-mounted rock sliders. Again, we'll see those on the 4Runner too, but just not in this spec. Goodyear Wrangler all-terrain tires. Same 33-inch sizing, but not as good traction as the Toyos on the 4Runner I found today. Same underbody, skid plate protection, OME dampers. You guys know the deal. We've done extensive videos on these, so we won't bore you with too much more information. Let's go drive it and get some back-to-back impressions. $62,735. So you're saving a little bit of money here versus the 4Runner. 8-speed automatic, 323 horsepower, 465 pound-feet of torque. A lot of same specs. Softex interior. All right, we're in 4-low already. We're going to lock the diff to start, disconnect that front sway bar, and we'll head off. And when you're locking the rear diff in Toyota products, it actually helps to get it to engage by turning the wheel. And you'll actually see on the icon here, it shows you to turn the wheel when you hit the button. The front tires are angled. All right, already seeing I do not have as good visibility in this Tacoma, but I still have the cameras, so I'm going to drive off of those a little bit more today. Just going to idle my way through here. Slightly longer wheelbase. I feel like the 4Runner, this OME dampers is a little bit softer too. Materials in here all feel really nice. Longer wheelbase here, so a lot less drama in this articulation situation. Look at that. It's barely even rolling. Nice. There's Nate doing his thing. All right, 30 degrees of roll here. Let's see how it feels. Super light steering. I mean, the differences between the Tacoma and the 4Runner are subtle, but they're noticeable. I don't know, I feel like the 4Runner just is a little bit nicer to drive than the Tacoma, but at the end of the day, this Trailhunter is awesome. I think this is hands down the way to go if you're getting a Tacoma, is to get the Trailhunter over the TRD Pro. It just makes for an awesome off-road package. Unless if you really want to do high-speed off-road stuff, in which case you should probably get a Ranger Raptor. But for overlanding, for low-speed rock crawling, it's really hard to beat this package. So fun. Really cool to see Toyota building such capable off-road trucks and SUVs from the factory now too. Not as easy to maneuver with this longer wheelbase and bed, but still, it's not bad. You can get through most situations without any issue in this. over this and into the rock pile. And you know what, just for fun, let's try crawl control here. All right, so we're gonna set this to low, maybe the second setting. Maybe the third, come on, you can do it. Notice just how quiet crawl control is now compared to the old system. We'll watch our spotter here. And I'm just keeping my hand on this dial. You can throttle out of it, brake out of it, and it'll just keep it going. Turn that dial to the right to go a little bit faster. It works well. It's off-road cruise control. And we'll just press it again to disengage. Super seamless, super easy. And we're gonna unlock the rear diff here too, because we don't need it anymore. There we go. Nice. Driving off the cameras again. All tire pressures today should be at placard, so we have not aired down. Oh yeah. A little bit of throttle delay with this iForce Max powertrain. I would like better throttle response here. I think because it's a hybrid and it can provide instant torque, it would. It just doesn't. There's a bit of a delay, especially if you ask a lot from it, for everything to just kind of downshift, rev up. That's a bit of a problem when you're doing high speed stuff. It's less of a problem when you're low speed rock crawling in 4Low. And I've noticed that in both Tacoma and 4Runner. It's just the way it is. We've got a lot of feature content here, a lot of stuff to like. I mean, between the disconnectable front sway bar, the locking rear diff, this makes for a really easy vehicle to live with and drive on a daily basis with just tons of off-road capability. You know, you can go out and get a Jeep Gladiator for 65 grand, but you're not going to want to drive that thing across the country. It's just going to be wandering all over the place on the highway. This is actually comfortable and has really good road manners, but it also has good off-road chops too. So, you know, it's just one of those things that, yes, you're paying a lot of extra money here with these new Toyota products, but you're getting a lot in return too. So chances are a lot of people will be doing this stuff in the aftermarket, and here you just get it from the factory with a warranty, which is pretty cool. All right, guys, that's gonna be a wrap for this one. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Take care. Oh yeah, and roof rack. Forgot to talk about that. What do my notes say? 770 pounds of static capacity, and what is that? 165 pounds of dynamic weight capacity. Pretty good. Look at that. ARB. Very nice.